Again, I'm Ryan, your host of The Toast, and we're going to be talking about my top 6 movies of 2016, as well as my bottom 6. Why top 6, you're asking? Well, everyone else does top 5 and top 10s. Plus, I haven't seen every movie that came out in 2016, so it would be unfair of me to stretch my list to include those that I have seen but don't deserve to be on these lists. Now, over the course of a year, you do find your opinion of a movie changes as you digest it over the long run. I've seen movies on the initial viewing that I liked, and then over time just did not hold up. And the opposite, I've seen movies that didn't really seem that special to begin with, but as I thought about them, they became better and better. Keep in mind, this is my list, not your list. I don't care if it matches up. This is just my opinion of the movies that I've seen and I've reviewed. It's pretty much the consensus of every major moviegoer, so there's nothing too shocking here. You following me? Okay, let's get this done. The Nice Guys. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Worth watching. Deadpool, a long-running but true success story that even my dad liked. Kubo and the Two String, a masterpiece of animation, both beautiful and haunting. Moana, bright, funny, and fun, this is one of Disney's best. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. You knew this was going to be here. I'm a Star Wars fan. I mean, it's an incredible addition to the Star Wars mythos, and it just fits in perfectly with the other movies. Doctor Strange. Something different from Marvel that pushed my favorite character into the spotlight. Of course, this is going to be my top movie of 2016. I'm a huge fan of Doctor Strange, but regardless, this is a mind-blowing treat of a movie. I'm trying to keep this video short and sweet because there's enough top 10 videos out there this time of year, so let's move on to the worst. Once again, I must state this list is only comprised of movies that I have seen and reviewed. I understand that there are worse movies than these 6 that came out this year, but I either haven't had time to see them or I've purposely avoided them. That said, let's go! The Legend of Tarzan. Uninspired, boring, it just doesn't hold up. Let's face it, they picked the most humdrum Tarzan story to tell. Independence Day Resurgence. What the f*** were they thinking? Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Being better than the first movie is no reason to leave it off this list. Batman vs. Superman. A confusing mess that represents the worst in superhero movies. X-Men Apocalypse. Literally heard everyone in the theater at some point turn to their friend and be like, this movie is terrible. And I agree. Suicide Squad. I was sick of this movie before it even came out. What with this obnoxious and shameless marketing? Why even do a team up of 9 or 10 characters if you're going to ignore them all just for more screen time of Margot Robbie's butt? No plot, no fun. My worst movie of the year, hands down. Okay, I think that just about covers it. If you want to watch the reviews for the movies I just mentioned, click away, and I will see you next year. Cheers. Wait. I got one more thing to mention. It'd be wrong of me not to mention that today we did lose Carrie Fisher, an amazing woman who is just an icon in movie history. And I was fortunate enough to meet her last year, and I'm super happy I did, because none of us saw this coming, especially with the resurgence of Star Wars, and because Star Wars is so popular now, this is going to be why it's going to hit so much harder. And yeah, I don't know what to say. The galaxy is a worse off place without her. Funny story of when I did meet Carrie Fisher, that day she happened to be drawing Sharpie engagement rings on everyone's fingers. So I guess that makes me a widower. Maybe even the King of Alderaan, if there was still an Alderaan. So I have to give a toast to Carrie Fisher, a true Disney princess. She will be missed. Cheers.